This is Father Jonathan Meyer. Welcome to Alive. This is our weekend preparation series. And on this 15th Sunday of Ordinary Time, the biblical passage is the seed and the sower, and the seed that gets sown. And the seed falls on various types of ground and has different types of reactions. 3 weeks ago, the priests of the Archdiocese of Indianapolis were at St. Meinrad, and we had a priest from the Diocese of Fort Wayne, South Bend, Monsignor Hines, who presented to us, and I would say probably one of the best convocation presenters that I've ever had. He spoke about the early church fathers, known as the patristics, the fathers, and it was just very, very good. One of the things he talked about is the fact that it's very rare in our life, and we should count it a blessing, when we see seeds that have been planted really completely grow. You even think about this as a parent. As a parent, most likely in the order of nature, often you die before your children. You never actually see visibly the full fruit of what you've planted. You never see your grandchildren completely grow, or your great-grandchildren completely grow. Like, what you begin, you don't naturally ever see the complete end of, right? You might die, and two of your children might be bickering with each other at the time of your death, but they reconcile after that, or one of your children isn't married, but then they get married, or you don't see all the things that could have happened. And the same is true ultimately with preaching the gospel. We plant seeds all the time, and we never often get to see, as a priest, as a deacon, as a bishop, as a lay minister, as a catechist, as a teacher. You might teach a class to a bunch of knucklehead third graders who don't seem like they're paying attention at all, and it might be one thing that you said that later in life that person makes a decision that alters the future for a whole bunch of people. And there's something really, really beautiful and powerful about thinking about the planting of seeds. And we should never sow sparingly, but realize that we just need to keep planting and keep persevering in planting. And I'm a runner, so I see a lot of ground, one might say, because I run on a lot of ground. And I do love God's miraculous in the way that he works, right? So, I'll be running along, and I'll be really literally running along like hay fields and wheat fields and corn and soybean, and then I'll be running, I'll look down, and in the asphalt in front of me, there'll be cracks, and there'll be wheat growing out of, like, a seed somehow did fall on this road, fell into this crack, and somehow was able to plant itself and bear fruit. Now, I'm not trying to say that Jesus' parable is wrong in the fact that some seed falls into rocky soil or some seed gets choked out by thorns, but I really try to be a person of outrageous hope and realize that even when you sow your seeds, even when you plant seeds in rocky ground, some of them do survive. Just that message that, like, sow the seed, plant the seed. We don't know. Yes, it's ideal to plant the seeds, on fertile ground, but let's also just realize that God can do amazing things even when we don't understand it. And sometimes the one thing you say, the one thing you do, that is the only seed that might ever come into their life. So keep sowing, and know that we might never see the fruit of our labor, but we're just supposed to plant. So keep planting, knowing that most likely someone else will reap what you've planted.